Live FM News.
In this bulletin, the New South Wales Nationals backing in their leader, Australia's key role in a NASA mission, and the Sea Eagles focusing on defence. With more, I'm Gareth Stafford. The Liberals are expected to formally oppose the federal government's proposal for an Indigenous voice to Parliament. MPs have been meeting in Canberra to decide their stance. They've raised concerns about the wording of the proposed change to the Constitution. Paul Toole has survived a leadership challenge as the New South Wales Nationals party room met for the first time since the Coalition's election defeat. Liz Daniels has more.
It was a dreary return to Macquarie Street this morning for former Coalition ministers as they filed into the Nationals party room.
Prison for abducting then 4-year-old Cleo Smith from a WA campsite. A Perth court hearing that Cleo Smith listened to radio news reports about her disappearance while being held captive inside the 37-year-old's home. Cleo's parents watching on as the judge handed down her sentence. And the RBA governor says cost of living pressures are biting, influencing yesterday's decision to pause interest rates at 3.6%. Dr Philip Lowe warning Australia will keep interest rates up for a longer period of time than other nations if inflation doesn't budge.
If we need to keep interest rates high for longer to make sure that inflation comes back to 2 to 3% reasonable range, reasonable time, we'll do that.
Courage Training Centre, classes in MMA, Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai and boxing. Power 100, your sport now.
West Tigers will redesign their commemorative Anzac Day jersey after using a stock image of American soldiers instead of Australian servicemen. The club has issued a statement apologising. The new design will be worn by players in the Tigers' Round 8 encounter against Manly.
Hop into the Townsville Brewing Co. this Easter and save. Enjoy a spectacular atmosphere, sports bar, pool tables, hearty meals and mouth-watering dishes to share, all in a gorgeous heritage building. And for a limited time only, their signature locally brewed Legends Lager or Pacific Pale Ale is only $50 a carton of 24 cans. Go to the Townsville Brewing Co. on Flinders Street. Check out the socials or order on the website. Townsville Brewing Co., your only independent local craft brewer.
Cutler's Diesel Performance, Townsville's diesel 4-wheel drive performance specialists. Power 100 weather.
Woken up by a nice shower this morning. Looks like we're in for a fairly decent long weekend at this stage. Anyway, going to be a warm one with tops sitting around the 31, 32 degrees. And the humidity at the moment sitting on 73%, going down to 24 tonight, mostly sunny tomorrow. UV index once again will be very high for Solar Heart Townsville since 1953. They've been the trusted name in Australian solar. And in Birdell, 29.
The world's biggest rock anthems.
The Department for Education, Children and Young People may have been stolen in a hack that's also affected mining giant BHP and Crown Resorts. Government's investigating the possible theft of data from the third-party file transfer service called Go Anywhere MFT, which is used by government agencies. Science and Tech Minister Madeleine Ogilvie says the hackers may have accessed a financial data set, but it's not yet clear who may have been affected.
The sort of information that may have been released in that area includes names, addresses, invoices and bank account numbers. So this is an important piece of information.
Tasmania's Science and Technology Minister Madeleine Ogilvie, ABC News.
And more than that, they had an Englishman, John Bateman, model the jersey, and they've just come out over the last little while saying, we've taken on board feedback from our members and fans. We will be redesigning our 2023 Anzac jersey immediately. I mean, how dumb could you be? Do a little bit of research. And that's coming from me, who's not bright himself.
I know. I've got friends that are Tigers fans that have actually jumped ship, and I was really dogging them for it. Like, oh, you're so lame. You can't do that. No. But now I'm starting to understand. It gets worse and worse every month.
They're a sinking ship, and they're not the Titanic, because that was once a great ship. They're a little tinny with a 5 horsepower thing.
That no one's going to bother sending a rescue to.
Exactly. Next on Triple M's Rush Hour, I'm doing my darndest to get back, or just get into to start with, the fitness game. So there is an extreme hurdle I need your help getting over after Midnight Oil on Triple M. To the street,
Is Carrie and Tommy.
Listen to Carrie and Tommy live on the Listener app. Townsville
Hit
103.1.
Original use, which was checking student work submitted against other student work submitted in the same and other institutions around the world. So it's not new. A lot of people misunderstand it to be a plagiarism checking tool. It's not. It's a text matching or originality checking tool that enables academics to make a good judgment call as to whether or not plagiarism has occurred. So, of course, if a piece of text matches, it's correctly referenced, it's fine, it's scholarship. So that's kind of the old version of the tool. It's also really an assessment management tool. What we're dealing with today, though, is an addition of...
Plus, you also heard the jungle giants tripping up. And she never trips up. Not once, except, of course, all the time when she has to make decisions. It's Jess Perkins.
Hello.
How are you this week?
I'm great. I'm out of the cupboard. Thank you for that.
The canonical cupboard you live in during the week.
Yes, canonical. I definitely don't actually live in a cupboard. I'm great. It's Wednesday. We're here. We're all together. What more could I ask for?
The topic for stories this week is air travel. So after maybe the glamorous side of air travel, but also the not so glamorous on 0439 75 755. Send us your air travel stories. Now, Perko, are you allowed in the air or are you a grounded person?
I should be grounded. I mean, we've talked about this. I get motion sickness on anything.
Oh, yeah.
I can't go backwards on a tram. I'm pathetic. But I've been in a lot of aircrafts.
Oh, yeah?
Hot air balloon. I've done that.
You did hot air balloon?
I've been in hot
air balloon. I did hot air balloon this week.
I know.
We had to land on a beach. Did you have to land on a beach?
We landed in a paddock.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty cool and glamorous. We landed sideways.
Were you doing something, was it like a romantic trip or were you there with friends?
I was with my then boyfriend, so I guess a romantic trip.
That's what I assume that balloons are for, except when Michael King's on them, of course. Play Dungeons and Dragons, of course. Now, was it just the two of you in the balloon, or there was an operator, I imagine?
There was somebody there to operate it. No, it was there was a group.
A group, right?
Yeah.
So, Lewis, how do you feel being the only member of Simple Jess who's never been in a hot air balloon? You loser.
If I'm honest, fine. Yeah, that one isn't really a huge problem for me.
I got in trouble on a plane once. A couple of years ago, I was flying to Brazil from Sydney.
Up to Brazil, by popular demand.
I was there for an esports tournament. Now, to fly into Brazil, the route we took was through New Zealand and then through Chile, right?